So please find a comfortable spot on your yoga mat. You have your blocks or any other props that you're going to use for today's practice available. In yoga, the real joy is this flow. Like, I didn't even check to see if my camera was. I was so consumed with the blurriness, I didn't realize that. I'm not even think I'm angled right. Boop. Okay, I think that's better now. But being in the flow of things, and we'll do some flow movements. But even when we're in a static pose, there's still flow. There's the flow of the breath, always. There's the fluctuations of the mind, which we would hope become more flow-like. And the fluctuations of the mind are called modifications, or the chitta vrittis. And through practice, they become more flow-like, like a constant stream. And this is through our tethering of our attention to our breathing and our movement, our body. That over time we build a flow-like state. You can experience this flow-like state in lots of different ways. You probably have it in other aspects of your lives. That's what we'll focus on today, that the movements and the breath are dedicated to creating a flow-like state in our consciousness. So as you sit here and you start to focus your attention now on your breathing, in and out through your nose. Notice that there is a flow to your breathing. The rise and the fall. Continue to let this ebb and flow. Rise and fall. And as you fall into the movements of the breath, let it translate into the body sensation, a rising of the body and a settling of the body. Each breath rising, you feel the chest and the shoulders, and a settling, relaxing down in the back. Maybe the forehead grows a little heavy. Inhale. Good, gentle, subtle movement. Keep moving here. Keep breathing. A few more. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take this breathing deep into ourselves with Dirga Pranayama. We're going to breathe into our belly, our ribs, and our chest. And we're going to exhale our chest, our ribs, and our belly. Fully filling up and emptying. Inhale, belly, ribs, and chest. And emptying chest, ribs, belly. One continuous breath, even though it's 3 pieces. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, belly. Last one. Inhale from low to high. And exhale high to low. Good. Walk the hands behind you. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulders, and breathe. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale from low to high, and exhale from high to low. Good. Bring the hands out in front, opening up your back. Inhale from low to high. Exhale from high to low. There's a flow-like state, a flow-like rhythm happening here. Inhale, low to high. Exhale, high to low. One more time. Inhale, low to high. Exhale, high to low. Good. Now roll your spine back up. Turn your body a little bit to your left and exhale. Let your forehead grow heavy. And then inhale, come back up. Turn your body to your right and exhale to the right. You don't have to make a big movement. You'll get quite an amount of releasing of tension by just breathing and moving with that breath. Inhale, center. Twist and bow towards the left. Don't try to dive into the sensation. Let the sensation of the stretch just come with the movement. Exhale, turn and bow to the right. One more time. Inhale up. Turn and bow to the left. Inhale, rise up. Turn and bow to the right. Inhale, rise up. Interlock your fingers and stretch your arms up to the sky. Stretch your palms away. You can look through your hands. I know none of you are looking through your hands, but think as though you could. Breathe, open the throat here. And try to pull your shoulders down your back, even as you reach up. Good. Exhale. Let's go over to your left. 3 times stretch. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale, stretch up. Let's go over to our right. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, come back up. Let's sit back now. Boat posture. You're going to rest your heels on the mat. Place your hands on your outer legs. Sit back a little bit. We're going to inhale, lift our toes up. And exhale, drop the heels down, sit forward. A couple more times. Inhale, sit back. Lift the toes up. Balancing. Exhale, cradle the legs and sit back up. Just gently rocking forward here. Inhale, sit back, lift the toes up. And exhale, come forward. Relaxing. This third time, fourth time, let's lift and hold. Inhale, legs up. And breathe. Good. Took your hands out in front. Let's draw figure eights. 1. Nice and slow in the flow. 2. 3. How many am I going to count to? Kind of defeats the purpose of counting. 4. And 5. Reach up with your arms this time. Let your knees fall open and just hang the body a moment. Breathe. You're gonna feel the rhythm of the practice. It's beyond your breath, it's beyond the movement. This is the flow state. This empty consciousness, this empty presence of being. Good. Just where you are, just take your hands and walk them over to your left. Give yourself a little twist here, looking over your left shoulder. Let's go ahead and walk it over to the right. looking over the right shoulder. And let's come back to center. Let's do that boat sequence again. You're gonna sit back, lift your toes up, 1, and touch down, rocking forward. Sit back, lift up, 1, touch down, rock forward. With the breath, inhale, the legs go up, 2, touch down, exhale. Lift up, inhale, touch down, exhale. Okay, this time we're gonna lift and hold. Fingers touch, let's draw figure 8s. 1, nice and slow, in the flow of things. 2, breathing. 3, 4, and 5. Let the heels drop down, turn those knees open, reach up through your spine, and just drape forward a moment, breathing here. Keep relaxing, but staying present with your breath. Don't push the stretch. We're just warming up. Let's turn ahead again to the left. Look over the left shoulder. Let's turn again to the right. Look over the right shoulder. Good. Cross your ankles and rock on forward to tabletop pose. Hands and knees. Good. Pressing your hands down. Let's go ahead and open the front of our spine. And then push the floor down with your toes and your hands. Lift the spine up. Inhale, open the front of your spine, shoulders, draw them down your back. Open the throat. And then exhale, push down with your toes, push down with your hands. Round your back. Inhale, open the front. And this time when you push down, hover your knees 2 inches. Round your back. Good. Knees come down, open the front. Exhale, push down, lift your knees. Just a couple inches. Back down. Engaging the core. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, push down. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, push down. Good, knees touch the ground. Let's stretch our left leg back. You can look over your left shoulder as you lift that left foot as high as you can. Hold it and breathe. Now move that left foot back as far as you can. Stretch that hip open. And see if you can bring your left knee to touch your left elbow. And then come back down. Look over your right shoulder as you stretch your right leg back, turning that toe out to the right, lifting the leg as high as you can. On my left leg lifts much higher than my right. I don't know about you. Pull that right leg back as far as you can. And then pull the right knee to the right elbow. Touch it back down. Once again, look over your left shoulder, slide your left leg back into the sky. If you're kicking back behind you, you got a question, Kathy? Pull the left leg back. And then pull the left knee towards the left elbow. And place it down. Inhale, send the right leg back, turn the right leg open. Pull the right leg back. And then pull the right knee towards the right elbow. Placing it down. Inhale, one more time, left leg back, pull the hip open, and then pull the left knee into the left elbow, and tabletop. Last round, right leg back, pull the leg to the left, and then pull it into the right elbow, and then place it down. Excellent. Let's take a moment, a little gentle rest. Just sit back in the child's pose, hips towards your heels. Breathe. A flow state has a natural rise and a natural fall, always. And the flow state is to be in the rhythm of it, to be present for the intensity, and also to remain present for the restfulness. Like the night and day is really just the sun and the earth being in relationship. And we perceive them as two separate states, but it's the earth spinning around the sun. Flow is one thing, and the rise and fall are just the dance of that one thing. Inhale, come back to our tabletop. We're going to add a little more layer here. We're going to keep our body square this time. We're going to inhale, stretch the right hand forward and the left leg back. And then exhale, touch the hand to knee or elbow to knee, a little more challenging. And then inhale, open them out. Exhale, touch them under. Inhale, open them out. Exhale, touch them under. Good, replace. Right leg back, left hand out. Exhale, touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, touch. Inhale, open. Exhale, touch. And replace. Let's back the knees up just a little bit. We're going to do a couple of kneeling push-ups. So just back your knees up a little bit. If you want to do the full push-up with legs straight, you can. Keep your elbows close to your chest. Let's lower down. 1. Inhale up. Lower down 2. Inhale up. Lower down 3. And come all the way to the earth. Peel your chest up, cobra pose. Cobra pose has to have an ebb and a flow. A rise of the inhale and a stabilizing in your exhale. Rising, reach your toes straight back. Exhale, squeeze the core a little bit. Inhale, rise. You can get a little bit of pressure with your hands. Exhale, stabilize. Rise, push with your left hand and turn and look over that left shoulder a little bit deeper. Open the neck. Back to center. Rise, push with the right hand, turn and look over the right shoulder. Back down. Tuck your toes. Let's press all the way up and back. Downward facing dog posture. Go ahead and stretch your feet out. Stretch your ankles out. Stretch your calf out. And now pull back through your thigh bones. Stretch your hamstrings. Pull your shoulders towards your hips. Release your neck long into your pose. We're going to bend the knees and draw circles with our knees. 1, 2, drawing circles with the knees. And 3. Good, let's reverse that. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Go ahead and walk your feet to the front of your mat. Let's go ahead and step our feet as wide as our yoga mat. Pushing down on blocks or pushing down on the mat. Go ahead and stretch your chin forward. Breathe here. And inhale, come all the way up, pushing your hips down through your feet. Stretch your gaze and arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the arms down by your sides. Let's do a couple of those arm swirls just to open the shoulder up a little bit here. You're going to inhale, lift the arms up, stretch up to the sky, and then open the arms out and down with the breath. Inhale, draw a circle, tracing the core of the apple up, and then going down the side of the apple, exhale. Last one. Good. Shift into your left foot. You can put your right foot on a block, and you're gonna put your hands on that knee. Now push your knee up into your hands. So there's resistance as you come into a balancing pose. And then place that foot back down. Bend your left knee, place your hands on your left knee. Inhale, lift your left knee up into your hands, putting pressure on it. Lift your body up straight. That's it, you gotta keep your chest up, Kathy, don't hunch over. So you're trying to lift your knee into a firm arms, hands, and shoulders, and then back down. So we bend our knee, hand on the knee, and then push the knee up into the hand to rise up. Try to lift your body up, and then back down. Let's do one more time. Left side. Good. Now we're going to stretch that. So first we activated the muscle. Now we're going to grab under the knee and lift the leg up. All the way up and back down. Grab under the left knee, lift it all the way up. Do the stretch and back down. One more time. Lift the right leg all the way up. Back down. Left leg all the way up. Back down. Good. Now let's step the left leg back. Inhale, arms straight up, warrior one. And try to lengthen the front of your left hip. Let's put this with warrior two. Just twist the body. Keep the stance. Just twist the body. Open warrior two. And then windmill that left arm back to warrior one. Open warrior two. You can follow the left hand with your gaze or just keep looking forward. Turn the body, warrior one. Open the body, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Open the body, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, step back, chair pose. And then separate the arms, mountain pose. Bend your knee, step the right leg back. Warrior one stance. We're going to keep our legs in warrior one stance. Reach the hands forward. Inhale, warrior one. Open, warrior two. Inhale, warrior one. Open, warrior two. Use the breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Step back to chair pose. And then stand tall, mountain pose. Exhale. Beautiful. Interlock the fingers behind your back. Step your feet wider apart. And let's stretch the hands back as we open our throat and chest. Breathe here. And root your knuckles down. Root the sides of your hips down through your feet so you can rise up inside the breath. The pose is happening inside the breath. Good. Pull those hands back. You can hinge forward a quarter of the way, half of the way, or all the way. Keep pulling back with the hands and up with the hands. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, come all the way up. Arms come up, reach up. Separate the hands. Good. Shift into your left foot. Bring your left knee and push it. Bring your right knee and push your right knee against your left hand. And you open up to the right and then step back down. Shift into the right foot. Bring the inner left knee against the right palm. Turn, look to the left. It's only a brief balancing pose. You can do it. Try to be in the flow. The rhythm actually gives you balance. Step back down. Bring the right knee up to the left. Turn. Put pressure. Hand against inner knee. Step back down. Shift. Left knee against the right palm. Turn. Step back down. Very good. Inhale, arms up. And now step your left leg back. Wider stance, but straight legs. Exhale, bow, pyramid posture. You can put your hands on the shin, hands on the blocks, whatever feels right to you. And from pyramid pose, we're going to do a twisted lunge. You're going to bend your right knee and lift your right arm. And then go back to the front with the right hand, straighten the front leg, pyramid pose. So stay up high so you have plenty of space. Bend the right knee, lift the right arm. In the flow of your breath, back the way you came. Reverse. One more time. Inhale, lift the right arm, bend the right knee. And let's step all the way back to plank posture. You want a little more challenge, you're going to keep your right foot in the air as you lower down. And then feet on the ground, cobra, upward dog. Pull your belly muscles back, downward dog. Walk the feet forward or hands back. Inhale, come up, lift those arms up nice and tall. Hands down by your sides. Let's go ahead and change our sides. Right leg back. It's a wider warrior one footwork. We're going to straighten our legs today. Lift the arms up. Pushing down through your feet. Exhale, bow. Bow here for a moment. Just find your stability. Find your anchor shape. Being in the ebb and flow. The whole class and each little mini sequence has a flow state to it. The trick of yoga is to not fight it, but to open our awareness, our ego, our will to these flows, these states of modalities of mind. Bend the left knee, lift the left arm, twisted lunge. And then back to pyramid pose. Inhale, twisted lunge. Back to pyramid pose. Twisted lunge. Back to pyramid pose. Twisted lunge. Back to pyramid pose, step back, plank pose, maybe a one-legged plank pose. Lower down. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog, belly muscles in. Take a big step forward with your right foot. Plant that foot down. Inhale, come up, high lunge. Open the arms to the sky. Drop your pelvis towards your front heel. And we're going to put our hands down on the mat or on blocks. I like to use the blocks to do more space. Lift our left leg up nice and tall. Roll the left hip open, nice and tall. And then drop it back. Inhale up, warrior two. Reverse that warrior, right arm up. And then let's place our hands all the way down on the mat. You can transition through mountain pose, totally cool. Downward facing dog. Inhale, push your left foot forward. Come all the way up, high lunge. Arc the spine, rise up as the hips go forward. Drop the hands down in front. Lift the right leg and roll the right hip open. Good, drop it back, warrior two. And as you warrior two, roll that left arm up. Exhale, hands on the mat, downward facing dog. Stay with me, top of the push-up. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Pull your belly muscles in, back, downward dog. Let's do that whole sequence again. You can do it. One more round, right foot forward. Inhale, all the way up, high lunge. The rhythm finds the steadiness. Arching up. Steady muscles, steady bones in the movement. Exhale, lift the back leg up. Inhale, roll the left hip open. Exhale, drop that left leg back, warrior two. Inhale, right arm up. And then all the way down with the hands, moving through down dog. You can do this in mountain pose if you don't want to invert. Right to our next side. Left foot forward, plant your feet. Lift up, muscles and bones, nice and steady. In the flow, in the mechanics of the yoga. Exhale, hands down, right leg up. Inhale, roll the right hip up. Good, drop back, warrior two. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, hands on the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, top of a push-up. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try to keep your legs straight as you walk them forward. Legs straight, knees straight. Come up on your fingertips or on your blocks. See if your left toes can touch your wrist. See if your right toes can touch your wrist. One more time, left toes touch the wrist. Right side. Good, inhale, come up. Stretch up to the sky. Open the throat. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhale, stretch your right arm out. And then over to the left. Out. And back down. Inhale, really shift your body weight to the left foot. Left arm out. Over to the right. Out. And back down. One more time, right arm out. Weight in the right foot. And weight in the left foot. Over to the left. Out. And back down. Left arm, inhale out. Right, shift the weight to the right. Inhale, back to the left. And back down. Good. Take your right arm under your left elbow. You can give yourself a hug, or you can go to eagle arms and then step your right foot over your left knee. Sit down. You can let your toe touch the ground today. We're going to be flowing, remember? Not about the long hold. And then swoop it open back to center. I like to just let my right toe touch the ground here. Okay, now left elbow comes under. As the left knee goes over, touch the toes, totally cool. Or you can balance. Sitting into your eagle. Good. Inhale, swoop the arms up. Left toe touches the ground. And we shift the weight into our left foot. Right arm comes under. Right knee goes across. Eagle pose. It's the length of a breath. The flow of the body. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, re-ravel. Left side under, left knee over. Oops. Inhale, open. Hands together in front of your heart. Breathe a moment. Find your center. You almost feel the rhythm of the breathing and the moving, even though we're still. It's still there, the pace of the class. And let's just step right back into it, that same eagle sequence. Here we go. Arms out, we're going to shift into the left foot, so the right leg comes up and over. Exhale. Inhale, open. Shift the weight over to the right leg. Exhaling into eagle. Inhale, open. Shift the weight over to the left leg. Eagle. Inhale, open. You don't have to really work on balancing today. It's the rhythm that keeps the focus. Exhale, last time. Inhale, open, reach up to the sky. And bring the hands down to your heart as you turn your toes out. Let's sit down squat pose. In squat pose today, try to keep your back up. Using your back body, your back muscles, your hip muscles to keep the spine erect. Good, inhale, stretch up to the sky. And step the left leg back, warrior two again. Let's shorten our stance, triangle pose. Windmill your top arm, nice and slow. Lift up through the top of that left hip. And come all the way back up. Stay in triangle legs. Turn your body to the front. And step back, squat pose. Keep your spine erect. Don't round today. I'd rather you lift your heels and stay upright. Good, inhale, come up. Stretch up and step the right leg back, warrior two. Very brief, we're just transitioning, straighten the leg. Nice shorter stance, that's really been fun for me to explore. A shorter stance with a slightly closed back foot. Triangle pose. Slow as you can, windmill the top arm. Lift up through the right hip. Keep lifting up through the right hip to come back up. Stay in triangle legs. And then bend. Let's step back to our squat pose. Keep the spine erect. Squat down. Breathe here. Let the breath ebb and flow. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Same sequence. Step the left leg back. Warrior two briefly. Shorten the stance, straighten the legs. Triangle pose. Lifting up through the hip, through the left arm. Step forward, back to our squat. Keep the spine up. Ooh, almost got tired that time. Trying to put my elbows on my knees. Stay up, friends. Engage the back muscles. Good. Inhale, lift up. Right leg back. Warrior two, very brief. Straighten the legs. Triangle pose, shorter stance. Windmill the arm. I think I forgot on the last side. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Lift up through the hip, through the arm. And step back, mountain posture. Beautiful. Okay, if you'd like to go use the wall for this next flow, you can, because we will balance. And so if you want to, but we should be there quick enough that we can just work on our balance through our movement. So you get to decide what's going to be best for your practice today. If you want to have the wall there for maybe to use, or just to work on your mat today. We're going to bring up our right knee, and we're going to hold the right ankle so the knee falls open, and then sit it down on the left thigh. Inhale, come back up, and let's place that knee down. That's about the length of each movement. Inhale, left knee up, hold the left ankle, lift it up, sit it down, and then back up, release. Okay, let's add and elaborate. Right knee up, right ankle up, sit it down. Inhale back up, right knee up, and then send the right leg back, warrior three. You can hold your left thigh or do arms out like wings. And try to bring your right knee as wide as you can into tree pose. If you can do tree pose, lift your arms up all the way to the sky. Enjoy the pose. Open your front body onto your back body. And then exhale. A little squat to release your hips. And come back up. All right, nice little sequence there. Here we go, second side. Right foot, doing your best. So again, the best way to interact with the wall is to have a wall on your side so that the right hand is always sort of there to touch the wall. So you don't have to lean into the wall. You just stand about arm's distance, half an arm's distance from the wall will work best. Left knee up, left ankle up. Sit it down. Inhale, bring the left knee up. Send the left leg back, warrior three. And then nice and slow, you're gonna pull that left knee wide as you come back up into tree posture. Tree gets an extra breath or two as we try to open our arms up and lay our front body onto our back body like our spine was a strong tree trunk. And our arms were branches stretching out into the sun. And release it down. Very good. Let's do that first side. So if you're at the wall, you're just going to spin around. So now your other arm can use the wall for guidance. Here we go. Bring up the right knee. Bring up the right ankle. Sit it down onto the left thigh. In the rhythm of flow and breath. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, right leg back, warrior three. Inhale, right leg wide. Try to lift it up into tree. See if you can not use your hand, that'd be fun. I'm gonna use my hand a little bit. And then arms up and open, opening the tree. Almost like a gentle back bend. And then exhale, release it down. Good, shifting the weight slowly into the second side. Lifting up the left knee. Lifting up the left ankle. Exhale, sitting it down. Inhale, lifting it up. Sending it back, warrior three, exhale. Pulling that knee wide, inhale forward into tree pose. On the next inhale, sprouting your tree. And releasing it down. Good. Finding a center for a moment, just standing. Opening your spine, opening your skeleton to the effects of your practice. Trying to soften, trying to liquefy your muscles around your skeleton. The skeleton is earth, the muscles are water, and the awareness of your mind is fire, and the breath is air. Stay bright. Stay steady. There's still the rhythm of the practice happening, even in the stillness. It's like the way a gyro works. It's spinning so fast, it looks like it's not moving at all. This is how they say consciousness is. It's moving so much, it looks still. From here, what you're going to do is you're going to practice a mobility exercise. It's good to have your blocks for support or even a coffee table in front of you. And what you're going to do is you're going to bend your right leg as you slide your left toe back nice and slow. The less you can use your hands, the more challenging it becomes. And you don't want to overwork your knee. So you got to keep your body weight over the center of your foot until the hands can touch the ground. You just keep sliding that toe back until you're in a very deep lunge, and then you'll drop the back knee down. So it's just a way to get into low lunge today. Deep mobility in the front hip. Just stretch that front hip to feel really strong getting into the pose this way. Good. Push down through both feet. And go ahead and step it forward. Let's try that on our second side. So carefully, very mindful that we're not putting pressure in our knee, we're not putting pressure in our toe, but we're shifting our body weight back as we bend our front leg. So the thigh bone and the hip is where the movement and weight is being held, not the knee, not the toes. Slowly, that's how we slide the right toe back, help shift our weight, shift our center of gravity, staying over the center of our left foot. As low as you can get, you need those blocks, going further back. And when you're at your lowest point, hopefully the knee gets below the hip or the hip gets below the knee, and we drop the back knee into our low lunge. We do this pose all the time, just a little different way to get into it. Good. Push down through both feet. And step forward, come out of the pose. Okay, we're gonna try that one more time. This time, instead of sliding the toe along the floor, you're gonna try to keep the toe off the mat, maybe just touching it as little as possible. So all the weight will in fact be on the front foot as you lower down, okay? So you can keep the knee a little more bent as you slide that left leg back. You're seeing how low can you go without putting pressure on the knee. You're using hip mobility here. You're building hip mobility as you get as low as you can on that right thigh without being in the knee. Then put the left toe back. Then drop into low lunge. So we're really using a stability of our front hip before we stretch the hip. Good. Push down through both feet and step out of your pose. Okay, so it's fine to do it the way we did the first round, or this time you actually keep the right foot hovering back as you lower through your left leg as deep as you can, nice and slow, mindful, watchful, in the rhythm of the breath. Then at the lowest point, right toe back, drop the knee down, low lunge. Good. Let's go ahead and step that knee back. We're going to take our knees wide apart and our toes close together. Walk the hands back, and you can put some props if you'd like. I'm going to use some props to sit on, or you can sit your hips on your heels. Knees are wide apart here. The toes are touching if possible. The arms up like a cactus or a field goal pose. And gently pull the shoulders, elbows, and hands back. Open the chin, lift the chin slightly. Good. Let's place our hands on our thighs. Drop the crown. So we get a nice stretch of the back of our neck. Try to feel the shoulders falling away from the ears. Now let's come up out of the pose. You're going to tuck your toes this time. So as you sit back, you sit back and get a stretch on the top of your feet. I'm sorry, the sole of your foot. I guess that could be the top of your foot if you're upside down. And then arms out, field goal pose. Toes are tucked. You should feel the stretch on the sole of the foot. Pull the shoulders and elbows back. Open your throat. Let's come back forward. Remove any props. Go ahead and lay flat on your belly. Let's start with our forearms down, elbows under our shoulders. Now you're going to actively point your toes. And as you actively point your toes, you're trying to almost feel a little bit of a cramping in the sole of your foot. And the trick then, as you point your toes, is to draw your quads. Those are the front of your thighs. Those are the muscles of your legs right above your knee. Draw the quads up, away from your knee, almost like you're lifting your kneecap towards your hip. The quads lift and the toes reach back. This should protect your low back. And as you engage these actions, push your forearms down into the floor. This will create traction in your spine, and you can open your sphinx here. Open your throat. Yes, very good. You only hold the pose as long as you can hold those actions. That's the efficacy of the pose. Good. Palm over palm, elbows go out, and rest your head. That same rhythm, that same flow from the beginning and middle of the class is still here with us. We're just in the deeper bass notes now. We're just dropping a little deeper in our consciousness. That pace is still there, that rhythm is still there. This is the secret to a flow state. You can start to learn how to feel this through your whole day. Okay, let's try another sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders. Point your toes straight back. Try to maintain the steadiness of the cues, the steadiness of the mind. Reach the toes back. It's almost like you're feeling a cramping in the sole of your foot. Keep that and draw your kneecaps up. Lift your thighs. Lift the thigh muscles towards the hips. And as you do that, push your forearms down to create traction in your spine. This is the efficacy of the pose. Palm over palm, elbows apart, rest your head. Go ahead and stretch your left arm straight out in front and your right hand out to the right. Lift your right leg up and pull it back over the left side. So you've stacked your left hips on top of your right hip on top of your left. You have options. You can just slide that foot out along the floor, or you can place that foot near the back of your left knee and roll that knee so your right knee points in the sky. Let's come back to center. Extend the right arm straight out in front. Left hand off to the left. And now lift and pull the left leg over to the right. You can plant the left foot on the floor so the left knee points in the sky. Roll back to center. dolphin posture. You can hold the block here. If not, you're going to want to keep your arms like the number 11. Tuck your toes and push up, forearm tabletop. Before we go into the pose, you want to make sure that the wrists stay firm. As we go further into the pose, the elbows are going to want to widen and the wrists are going to want to collapse. So press your hands down, tuck your toes, and you're going to keep your arms in the forearm and lift your hips up into what looks like down dog legs. And once you're here, now push with your forearms to send your shoulders, to send your chest, to send your crown towards your shins. Breathe in the rhythm of the class. Bend the knees. Open the throat. Relax the arms on by turning the palms to face up. Just relax. We're going to do one more dolphin. We want to stay active for the whole dolphin. So here we rest. Get to the child's pose for you if that feels good. Or you're laying on your belly, doesn't matter. Ebb and the flow. Right, press your palms down, forearms like the number 11. Try to let your elbows go wide, tuck our toes, let's lift our hips up into down dog legs on our forearms. Now push your arms down, descend your chest, your shoulders, and your forehead towards your shins. Breathe, stabilize the shape. Down to your knees. Lift your body up. Let's go ahead and cross our ankles and sit back. Go ahead and lie on your back. Have those blocks nearby. And rest. Pull your shoulders down away from your ears and inhale, lift up, bridge pose. Take a block and place it under your hips. If you can fit 2 blocks, put 2 blocks under your hips. But we shouldn't want to strain our back when we then rest our hips on those blocks. And you can stay here in the restorative bridge. or you can extend your legs out. Or you can extend your legs up into the sky. And if you prefer, you can just go into a shoulder stand now. We'll be here for several breaths. Breathe. Find the flow beyond the breath, beyond the body. You could think of it like a state of mind. Slowly come down. Remove your props. Take your knees into your chest. Put your arms out by your side and take your knees over to the right. Take your knees over to the left. Come back to center. Stretch the left leg out and take the right knee towards your chin. Change your legs. Stretch your legs out. Stretch your arms out by your side. Push your crown and heels down to kind of open your spine, release your spine, and then relax the effort. Make sure that your body has enough space, front and back. And rest. Stretch. And take a comfortable seat. Thank you for practicing. Namaste. Appreciate y'all.